Hello everyone, Namaste. Welcome to another session of Hatha Yoga with Stefano. Grab a mat, grab a block. If you don't have one, use a book, and we will start by sitting between our heels in Virasana. Only if your knees agree with this. If they don't, just stay up on your knees or just sit on your heels, whatever you feel it's comfortable for you. Your block can become your best friend by enabling your hips to rise up higher. Rest your hands onto your thighs, draw your shoulders back and down, lengthen your spine, and just bring the focus to your breath. And just as you breathe, just try to keep that breath slow through the nose. And this is really what we want to do first in every yoga class, just calm the mind down and prepare ourselves for the practice of yoga, practice that will enable an increased awareness of your body condition and of your mind. But for that to happen, it really needs to calm down first. So just come into a slow state, and you can close your eyes whenever you feel that you're relaxed and comfortable and there's no elements of disturbance there. And just watching that mind calm down, the outside world becomes less relevant and fades away. Your other thoughts just vanish as your focus becomes more and more engaged into your mind and on the breath. So linking the mind to the breath and just keeping the mind to the breath, watching the feelings of the breath. And as always, we start by practicing a yoga style of breath. So because winter is here, we're experiencing the first colds, let's do a warming yoga breath. Let's practice Ujjayi breathing. So first, let's get used to using the full capacity of the lungs for the breath. So as you inhale, allow the abdomen to expand, and then feel the upper part of the lungs. And as you exhale from the tops of the lungs down into your abdomen. So that's your basics. That's a naturally relaxing breath because it's abdominal. And to this, we're going to add a variation, a restriction of the flow through your throat, so that the breath will create a little hissing sound both on the inward and outward breath. So try it out. It doesn't have to be major. You don't have to be like letting our people know you're doing it. You can just be barely noticeable for yourself. But you can take it a notch further if you like and just make it a little louder. Typically, the louder it is, the slower the flow of air through your throat. So the more turbulence, the more time that air spends and warms up on the way in. And on the way out, you got warmer air that comes out of your lungs. And that warm air just linger around the throat, keeping it warmer, which is a nice thing for colder months. A few of these soothing breaths as your mind starts to feel a little bit more cleansed. And really what you need is to start doing poses with a clear mind, just having got rid of those disturbances, worries, excitements that mark your day. And to fully embrace and enjoy the practice of yoga, you should just start really from a blank mind, just in its purest state. A couple of more full cycles of your Ujjayi breathing, and as much as possible, I encourage you to remind yourselves throughout the class, and I'll help you also remind yourselves to continue breathing in this way rather than allowing the breath to get labored. Just work at the pace at which you can keep this breath, and you'll get the most out of your practice of Hatha Yoga. So in today's class, or tonight, whenever you're doing this, we're going to focus on mobilizing our joints a little bit more and also improving blood circulation. So for that to happen, we're going to hold the poses for a little bit less than usual, so it's going to be a little bit more dynamic, and the heart rate might go up a little bit more than your usual yoga class, your usual Hatha yoga class. But that's really helpful, something we need to do, especially if we spend most of the time at home. And next exhalation, we just release the arms down alongside the torso, and we open our eyes and we become aware of our surroundings. Just 2 more breaths as we stretch the neck. First, inhale, lengthening that spine and neck, and as you exhale, both shoulders nice and soft and down, left ear to left shoulder. Feeling the stretch on the right side of the neck. Inhale, back to center. We're going to link every movement to the breath. Exhale, right ear to right shoulder. Inhale, back to neutral. Exhale, chin to the chest. Inhale, swing the chin over to the left shoulder, different stretch. Inhale, through the center. Exhale, out to the right. Inhale, through the center. Exhale, back to vertical. And we're going to come up onto the knees now and coming onto our all fours. So just a little bit of warm up. And your block, if you had it under your buttocks, just keep it around the front of the mat. It may become handy later. So your wrists are under your shoulders, your knees are under your hips, and they're going to move this way for better demonstration. So we're going to do a couple of movements here, starting from cat-cow. So we're going to inhale to arch the spine, lift in the collarbone and the tailbone at the same time. Feel the stretch for the front of your torso, shoulder press into your hands. Exhale, we're going to do the opposite, rounding the whole spine, bringing the chin to the chest, separating the shoulder blades, feeling a stretch for the whole spine. And inhale. Up we go into our cat. Exhale. Actually, that was cow. And cat. And one more time. Inhale to an arch. Exhale. A nice way to mobilize the spine. And then we come back to neutral. We're going to inhale to lift the right leg off the floor, bring it parallel to the floor, so not up there, not down here, just trying to keep it aligned with the rest of your body and keep 2 hips level with each other. Let's rotate the right ankle one direction, rotate it in the other direction, and then slowing down, pausing those rotations. We're going to rotate the right hip, so bend the right knee, taking the right knee right out, and then swing it back under the hip and just start rotating smoothly. So we're going to try to keep the shoulders even with each other, so even weight into both hands, and the hips also level with each other, so we're not rising the right hip any higher. If you feel that there's any discomfort or any weirdness in that right hip, it's pretty common. You might feel some clicks, some grinding. Just keep it slow, keep those circles small if that's happening until those feelings disappear. And one more circle, and when we stretch that leg right back, we reverse it. Now we just bring the knee under the hip, then bring it straight out, and then stretch the leg back. So moving counterclockwise now. It's a little bit more awkward, and mobilizing that right hip nicely there. And a couple of more circles there. And then the next time the right leg comes horizontal behind, we leave it there with a bit of strength. Press into the right hand, we lift the left arm up, and we just stretch the whole body out. Imagine somebody's pulling you from the left fingertips and from the ball of the right foot. And then we bend the right knee. Inhale there, exhale, sweep to the left and try and catch that back foot from the little toe side. Inhale and just try to bring that left shoulder back to the same plane where the right shoulder is. So no additional movements of the spine, just a nice open twist there as you maintain tension into that left arm. Exhale, bring the left hand back to the floor and the right knee back to the floor. We bring the fingertips of the left hand to the left shoulder, and we rotate that left shoulder while we maintain this kneeling posture. Rotating forward first and pausing and going backward. And slowing, release. Let's try to do the same, but now with the full arm extended, doing big circles forward. And 3 times, and big circles backwards. And then we come back to all 4. Before we do the other side, let's introduce a twist. Inhale, lift the right arm up towards the ceiling, gaze up at that right hand. Exhale, bend the left elbow and slide that right arm under the gap, right shoulder and right side of the face come onto the floor. Even weight into both knees. Inhale here, exhale, lift the left arm up and try to bring the top shoulder back again. You can leave the left arm pointing up and you can wrap it around the spine so that you can get to your right thigh with the left hand. Breathing completely, maintaining your ujjayi if you can. Inhale, left hand back to the floor, press up onto it, back to all 4. And the other side. Inhale, lift the left arm up, gaze up at the top hand. Exhale, swing it into that gap, left shoulder, left side of the face on the floor. Should be soft, you shouldn't feel any weight in the neck. If that's happening, you have to readjust. Inhale here. Exhale, right arm up. Top shoulder comes back so that you're a bit more in a twisting posture. So twists are just guided by the spine. Spine is winding on itself. There's no additional movements there. Can wrap around with that right arm and maintaining a deep breath so that you can feel that there's a constraint there, but you're working through that constraint, and that helps to bring oxygen, nutrition to internal organs and muscles for your torso. Inhale, right hand to the floor, press up, and we are now up onto our all 4s again. Inhale, lift the left leg up and rotate the left ankle one direction, other direction. Check that that left leg is not going any higher than the rest of the body. Pause in there. Rotation of the hips. So we're starting from the clockwise rotation. So we're going to take that bent knee out and back under. I changed direction so you can see a different angle here. So nice and slow and broad, mobilizing that hip joint. Should feel good. Every yoga movement in yoga pose should feel good or even better. So if you're feeling that you are straining, then it's definitely a sign that you're going a little bit too far. Slow down. The postures that will come up later in the class will all have different levels, and you can choose the level that suits you the most today. And then after that back leg comes back behind, we're going to reverse and going counterclockwise. A little bit more awkward. Always be mindful of those weird clicks and grinds that you might feel. Just slowing down through them. And then back to a stretch. And on inhalation, you lift the right arm up and just lengthen the whole body without collapsing into that left arm is strong. You should be able to see the inside of that left elbow. If not, rotate a little bit more further out or that upper arm. And then bending that back knee, inhaling there, exhale, sweep to the right, catch that back foot from the little toe side and create a little bit of tension there for the right arm as you take that right shoulder back on top of the left shoulder, gazing over to your right. Exhale, torso back to center, right hand back to the floor and left knee back to the floor. Rotation for the right shoulder, fingers to the right shoulder for the right hand and rotate forward. 1, 2, 3 and 3 back. 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to try it with the full swing of the arm. 1, 2, 3 forward and 1, 2, 3 backwards and then back to center. So from here we're going to do a little bit of a side stretch. Firstly, Leaving your knees where they are, come and sit onto your heels and stretch the arms forward, bringing the torso down and the forehead onto the floor. This is a yoga resting pose called balasana or child pose. Just enjoy here to recover if you need. Maintain your deep breath, complete yoga breathing or ujjayi breathing. Inhale, lift your gaze up. We're going to walk the hands to the 45 to the right, keeping the hips where they are. So you're going to start stretching quite a bit with the left side of your torso, left side of that left shoulder, and lowering the forehead back down, feeling even weight into both knees. Gentle side bend with a good stretch. Anytime you're stretching, whether it's static or dynamic, you just should take care that you don't overdo it. So just moving slowly into it rather than rushing into it. That's always the guide. Also, by going slowly, you're more likely to do it the right way. Inhale, walking those hands through the center and over to your left, 45 degrees, even weight into both knees and down. Breathing into that right side, feeling the stretch developing there. And inhale, back to your regular child pose. And from child pose, we press into the hands, we lift the gaze up, come up onto the knees, tuck the toes under, and we go up into downward facing dog. First downward dog of the session. So let's just demonstrate it sideways because it's usually better. You're pressing strongly into those hands, micro bend the knees initially, and shoulders down towards the floor, abdomen towards your thighs. And from there you can start straightening your legs one at a time, mindful of the shape of your spine. 90% of this pose is for the upper body. So long spine, long arms, stretching the shoulders. The idea, trying to keep that neck in alignment with the rest of the spine. You shouldn't feel like you're taking it right up or allowing it to dangle too much down. And release, knees to the floor. From here, we're going to simply place the elbows onto the floor without changing the positions of the knees and the shoulders, interlacing the fingers there, tucking the toes. Inhale, lifting again like in downward dog, except that we're in dolphin pose now, off the forearms, head off the floor. Just drawing the shoulders back, feeling the stretch in the shoulders, bending the knees as much as needed so that you can maintain a long spine in its entirety from the tailbone all the way to the neck. And from here, shoulders back forward, walking the feet back, and we're coming into low plank. If this is too hard, you can bring the knees to the floor for a lighter variation. So important is not to allow those hips to sink too close to the floor, or it will be straining for the lower back. Pressing strongly into those forearms and elbows. Ujjayi breathing. And exhale, release the pelvis to the floor, reaching back into the feet, separating the hands so that the forearms are parallel to each other. First back arch, so reaching back, energizing the inner lines of the legs, energizing the pelvic floor, pressing to the hands and forearm and arching back a little bit more, using every part of the spine. Sphinx pose. Feel the energy all the way from your toes all the way up to your shoulders. Exhale, releasing that energy, separating the elbows and bringing the chin to the floor. Bringing the hands to be under the shoulders again. Pressing up, tucking the toes and lifting up into another downward facing dog. And walking the dog, so one heel down at a time, gives you a nice calf stretch and mobilizes also those ankles a little bit more. Okay, a little bit more energy now. We're going to inhale to lift the right leg up towards the ceiling. Three-legged dog as high as you can. Exhale, right knee to the right elbow. Inhale, back to three-legged dog. Exhale, right knee to left elbow, adding a bit of a twist. We won't do any further. Inhale, back to three-legged dog. Exhale, right foot down. Inhale, left foot up, three-legged dog. Exhale, left knee to left elbow, climber pose. Inhale, Three-legged dog. Exhale. Left knee, right elbow. Inhale. Left foot up. Exhale. Back down. Downward facing dog. From here, bringing the shoulders forward till they're on top of the wrist, feet together. High plank. Too much. Knees on the floor. Ujjayi breathing. And on the next exhalation, bend both elbows and coming down into chaturanga, hovering off the floor. One breath here if you can. Exhale, release into the floor. Should check that your hands are under your shoulders still. And then as you reach back into the feet, energize the lower body all the way to the pelvic floor. Press into your hands and feel that energy as you start arching back. So key aspects here is shoulders down, elbows in, pelvis remains on the floor, and you're just organically arching using the whole length of the spine, not just your lower part. So it should feel easy and pleasant rather than the feeling of jamming in the lower back, which you would get if you were doing that by just engaging the lower part of the back. Exhale, bend the elbows, come back to the floor, separate the feet, tuck the toes, pressing up to another downward facing dog. Okay, so we're gonna move into some more dynamic sections now. So from here, come up onto your fingertips and you can walk or jump the feet in between the hands. Knees bent. Inhale slowly as you unwrap the spine, up one vertebra at a time. Head comes up last, the arms go up, palms together. Exhale, hands to prayer at the heart. So we're gonna do a few sun salutes as well as salutes to the moon, a couple of dynamic sequences that will get your blood flowing. So just work with me. If you feel tired, you can skip any sequences at will. So starting around the front of your mat. Also make sure that your block is around the front of your mat and you'll be able to reach it easily when you need it around there. Feet are hip width apart, pointing forward. Energy all the way into your legs, pelvic floor, shoulders down. Inhale, both arms up. Gentle back arch here. Starting the first sun salute. Exhale, hinging forward, moving to figure 7, bending the knees so you can bring the hands to the floor. We're gonna step the right foot back all the way, knees stay up. We inhale into a high lunge. So just have that back leg a little bit loose initially. Inhale to bring both arms up, and then as you exhale, you straighten that back leg completely and you lunge a little bit more strongly into that front foot. You want that left knee tracking the left foot and not going further forward than it. You also want that spine to be neutral rather than back arching, so fully stretch in the front of this right leg. Palms facing each other, and the energy is in the arms as well. Remember your breathing. Inhale here. Exhale, hands to prayer at the heart. Inhale, exhale, open the torso to the left into a easy twist, and if you're up for it, you can take it a notch further, tucking your right elbow outside of the left thigh, squeezing the tummy past the thigh, and going into a deeper version of the twist, always without forcing it. You can extend both arms if you like, right to the floor, left up towards the sky. Breathing deeply, palms back together if they were apart. Inhale, back to center, back to our initial pose. From here, you're gonna do a little bit of a step forward with the back foot, and then you place the sole of the back foot on the floor at 45. So you wanna be at about 2/3 of mat length, or longer if you're taller than me. Lunging into that left foot. Inhale. Both arms up, linking the hand into pistol grip, Yoni Mudra. And this is Warrior 1. The key is having the hips level and both facing forward. You don't want that torso sliding back, facing your right. So loading that front foot, even weight into both feet, a little bit of energy there. Inhale. And as we exhale, bring the arms down and straighten that left leg. Link the hands behind. Inhale. Now we arch back slightly. And exhale. We bring the torso forward, keeping the spine nice and long till we find the hamstring stretch. And then micro bend in the left knee. Inhale, lifting back up to where we started. Hands to the heart center, having that block handy around the outside of the left foot. Repeat, inhale here. Exhale, straightening that left leg, coming down to halfway. And inhale there. Exhale, open the torso to your left, and then you reach down for that block at 45 degrees from the little toe with the right hand. Left arm going up for the sky. You choose how high you want that block, reverse trikonasana, and then you micro bend the left knee, torso back to center. Inhale, back up, hands to prayer the heart. Exhale, hinge forward, hands to the floor, step the left foot back and right foot back to a full high plank. One inhalation here. Exhale, bend your elbows. Inhale there. Exhale to the floor. Inhale to cobra. Exhale. Separate your feet, tuck the toes. Up to downward dog. And up onto your fingertips. And hop your feet in between those hands. Inhale. Unwind the spine up one vertebra at a time. Head up, hands up. Exhale, hands to prayer at the heart. All right, so before we do the other side, let's do what is known as a salute to the moon sequence. Still dynamic, but a bit of a different sequence. Hatha means heart. So inhale, both arms up, palms facing each other. So from here we're going to bring energy to the core and bend to the left on exhalation. Even weight into both feet. Inhale, up to center. Exhale, bend into the right. Inhale, up. Exhale to the left. Inhale, up. Exhale to the right. Inhale, up. Exhale to hinge forward. Bending the knees. Hands on the floor, step the right foot back all the way. This time the right knee comes to the floor. We come onto the top of the back foot. If you have something quick to slide under that knee for extra support, that would save it from pain. Inhale, lifting both arms up. Yoni Mudra again. Exhale, we arching back. Pressing strongly into the top of the back foot and the sole of the front foot. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, hands to prayer the heart. Tuck the toes in the back foot. We're coming up into the high lunge. Arms out. Inhale there. Exhale. We open to the right. Sole of the right foot comes to the floor, 90 degrees. Heel to heel alignment. This is warrior two. Inhale. Left arm up. Right arm down along the leg. Exhale. Back to warrior two. Inhale. Up into the side bend. Exhale. And one more time. Inhale. Up, gaze down at the back foot. Exhale, back to warrior two. Inhale here. Exhale, we straighten that left leg, and this time we wrap the right arm around and left arm up. Inhale here. Exhale, extend the torso of the left leg. Inhale, neutral. Exhale. Inhale, exhale. Every time we feel something pulling inside of that left leg. Inhale, back to center, micro bend in the left knee, and we're gonna come down, finding that block or the floor, 45 degrees from the little toe. Right arm points up, and we spring up into the half moon pose, so releasing the fingertips off the floor if you can, or keeping them onto the block. Right arm points up, right leg horizontal. And micro bend in the right knee. We place the right foot back to where it was. Inhale, lift up. Rotate the left foot to be parallel to the right foot. Heels towards each other slightly. And inhale into a star. From here, bring the hands to prayer overhead. Inhale there. Exhale, bend both knees as you keep the knees aligned with the feet, and then separate the elbows and bring the palms facing the sky. A few times this movement. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, lift. Exhale. One more. Lift. Exhale. From here, hands to prayer at the heart. What we're going to do, we're going to try to extend that right leg and just come down. Hands to prayer at the heart. Left heel stays on the floor and the spine stays nice and long. We won't hold it, but we will be dynamic with it. So over to the right and to the left and to the right and to the left. You want a variation, bring your hands behind and stretch the arms behind your back, and just allow this movement to stretch the inside of your thighs. And one more, and then inhale to lift halfway, bringing the feet back towards each other slightly. Turn the left foot towards the front of your mat, swivel onto the balls of the back foot, and step the right foot up to be next to the left. And we're going to do the other side. So let's demonstrate the other way. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale, bend to the left. Inhale, exhale to the right. One more time, and to the left. Even weight into both feet. Inhale, exhale to the right. Inhale, exhale. Swan dive, bending the knees. This time it's the left foot that comes back, left knee on the floor. Inhale, low lunge, pistol grip. Exhale. Anjaneyasana, or crescent moon, gazing up towards the sky. Inhale, back to neutral. Exhale, hands to prayer at the heart. Tuck the toes, lift up, arms out. Inhale, exhale, open your torso to the left. Left foot comes to the floor. Warrior two. Inhale, right arm up, left arm down, stretch the right side of the torso. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, watch that right knee. Exhale. Want to keep that aligned. Easy to lose it as you are doing the movement. Exhale. And with the next exhalation, we bring the arms down and we straighten the right leg, wrap the left arm, lift the right palm facing the ceiling. Inhale, exhale. Inhale to a neutral spine, exhale. Spine actually stays neutral, but you are actually stretching using the hip crease, the right hip crease as the hinge point. And one more time. And up. And release. From here we're going to micro bend the right knee and reach the floor with the fingertips of the right foot 45 degrees from the little toe, and lift into Ardha Chandrasana. 2 breaths here. Micro bend the right knee and land it back to where it was. The feet are going to be parallel to each other, the knees slightly towards each other, demonstrating the other way. And inhale, lift. Exhale, sink. Inhale, lift. Exhale, sink. Working on that hip flexibility as we're loading up the legs a little bit. And sink. And up. You can choose, you can bring your hands behind and stretch them back, or you can aim for the other version, a little bit tighter. It's reverse prayer. Walking those hands up the spine. Inhale here, exhale, loading the right foot, right heel on the floor, lifting the left toes off the floor, stretching the inside of the left leg and moving to the other side. And the spine stays nice and long. And move. And 3. And move. One more time. And move. and back to center. Inhale, lift back to your neutral spine, undoing the arms. Rotate the right foot to face the front, swivel onto the balls of the back foot, and spring up to bring the feet next to each other, and we're back into our mountain pose Tadasana where we started. We're just gonna finish with the other side of the sun salutes. Inhale, lifting both arms up, back arch. Exhale, coming forward. Bend the knees, hands to the floor, step the left foot all the way back. This time the knee stays off the floor. Inhale, bring both arms up, palms facing each other. Exhale. So we want to have a straight back leg now, neutral spine. Everything is aligned. Right knee tracks the right ankle. High lunge. Inhale deeply here. Exhale, hands to prayer. Inhale here. Exhale, open the torso to the right. Staying there if that's enough for you, or going deeper, doing the elbow tuck and with or without extension of the arms. If you're there, breathe into your abdomen deeply, feeling that constraint and that extra work that the breath gets. Good training for the diaphragm. And then the palms come back together if they were apart. Inhale back to neutral and lift back up to where we started. Hop the left foot a little bit closer up, maintaining feet to hips alignment. Sole of the left foot comes to the floor. Lunge into that right foot. Check that those hips stay aligned and parallel to the short edge of the mat. Inhale, both arms up. Pistol grip. Load both feet evenly. Feel the energy that comes with this warrior pose. Inhale, one more time. Exhale, arms down, straighten the right leg. Choice between interlacing the fingers behind or reverse prayer. Inhale, lift, arching the spine. Exhale, maintaining the same length of the spine, find the hamstring stretch. Micro bend the right knee. Inhale, lift back up to where we started. Hands to prayer at the heart. Inhale there. Exhale, come forward. Halfway. Straighten that right leg. Exhale, open the torso to the right. If you have that block, place it outside of the right foot at 45. Find the block of the floor with the fingertips of the left hand and reach up for the ceiling with the right arm. Breathe in and feel the stretch running all along the back of the right leg. And micro bend in the right knee. And torso back to center. Inhaling back to where we started. Hands to prayer, the heart. Inhale here. Exhale. Hinge forward. Hands on the floor. Step further back with the left foot. Fully back with the right foot. And we come into another plank. High plank. Inhale here. Exhale to chaturanga. Release to the floor. And up into cobra. Energizing. Keeping the shoulders down, those elbows in, and that arch fully distributed using the full capacity of the spine. Exhale, release, slowly chin to the floor, separate the feet, tuck the toes, press up, downward facing dog. And from here we're going to leapfrog the feet either side of the hands. And from here, just one inhalation to lift back up to standing, leaving those feet where they are, should be met with the part, pointing out to 45 degrees outwards. So let's bring the hands to prayer at the heart. Let's do an energizing breathing style, and then we couple a movement to it before we move on. So this is it's called Kapalabhati breathing. So it's a breathing that strengthens the core abdominal muscles. So some good core work here. Using the breath. So the inward breath is just slow and just down into the abdomen and slowly up into the upper lungs. Once your lungs are full, you breathe out forcefully, just drawing the core abdominal muscles quickly. And so let's practice it together a few times. Breathing in with me. In, follow me. 2 more. And relax. Keep the hands where they are. Keep your eyes closed unless you're feeling a little bit dizzy. Open your eyes. We're going to a couple of movements to this breath. So feel the energy that this breath brings. You can use it every time you need to energize because you're feeling a little bit sleepy and you need to activate. So now we are going to add the chopping wood movement to this. Imagine you are holding an axe and you got a log in between your feet. Inhale slowly, and as we exhale forcefully, we chop that wood. Inhale with me, up. Follow me if you can. Two more. Up. Exhale, hands to prayer, the heart. Keep your eyes closed unless you feel dizzy. You can hold your breath. You've got a lot of extra oxygen here, so you can let that breath sit in your lungs for longer than usual. Only when you need to breathe in, you just allow your lungs to empty and resume your complete yoga breathing. Inhale here. Exhale, bend both knees. We're coming down, keeping the same position for the feet into a squat, malasana. So we're just sitting down, just subduing to gravity and without allowing the spine to round. So we want that spine to be nice and proud, and those triceps will be tucked gently inside our thighs, palms against each other, and breathing. Breathing is into the abdomen. And just watching that abdomen expand and release. As gravity just allows us to sink down a little bit more, opening those hips up. Inhale one more time. Exhale, left hand to the floor aligned with the left foot. Inhale here. Exhale, right arm up, moving into a twist. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, right hand to the floor. Inhale here. Exhale, left arm up. Inhale, back to center. One more time. Exhale here. Inhale there. Exhale, open up. If you like this time, you can wrap the pose. So bind it. So wrapping the right arm around your back, left around the thigh. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, right hand to the floor. Inhale there. Exhale, opening up, aligning the two arms with each other possibly, and wrapping if you like. And then back to center. Palms against each other. And hands to the floor right in front of you. We're gonna attempt a little bit of a harder pose. If you wanna skip it, just sit down and relax. Otherwise, it's gonna be very quick. We're gonna come up onto the tippy toes that we bring right behind our wrists, and just try to place each knee against the respective upper arm, and then we're just gonna do back and forth a couple of times, allowing one foot to lift and then the other foot to lift, and we're coming up toes together into our crow pose or bakasana, and then we descend back and then we sit on the floor. And from here we keep the knees fully bent and we just allow ourselves to sink back down to the floor, keeping the heels close to the buttocks. Relax there. Press into your feet strongly. Relax the upper body. Inhale, lift the pelvis up as we're arching a little bit more with the spine into this bridge. Inhale there. Exhale, back to the floor. Drop both knees to the chest and squeeze them into the chest, and then roll halfway to balance onto our sitting bones. Release the arms, open them up, facing the ceiling, lift the feet, and we are in boat pose or Navasana. Let's do these transitions between boat pose and bridge pose a few times. So holding the knees back, rolling back, soles of the feet on the floor. Inhale, lift. Exhale, down, knees into the chest. Inhale, halfway, open up. Exhale, roll back. Inhale, lift. Exhale, down, knees in. Inhale, halfway, up. And one last time, rolling back on exhalation. Inhale, lift. Knees stay apart from each other. Exhale, down, knees in. Inhale, halfway. And you don't have to have the full pose. You can have bend in the knees. You can hold your knees. And then from here, bend both knees and wrap 2 fingers around the respective big toe. Stretch one leg first and the other leg. And then perhaps both at the same time, starting with the bend in the knees. Important here is to maintain that spine long without allowing it to collapse and without feeling that it's bringing you back to the floor behind you. And release back to the floor. Holding the front of the knees, we allow ourselves to roll back to the floor and we stay there. We're going to do another important pose for the improvement of circulation, except that if you have high blood pressure, you should skip this and you should stay just here where we are. Otherwise, if you're okay with it, and I'm just gonna turn this way, you're gonna just roll up onto your shoulder blades, press into your forearms and hands, and then you can place the palms against the back of the pelvis, just walking the elbows in a little bit further, and then lengthening the legs and straightening the spine. Trying to maintain those legs vertical towards the sky right above you. Breathe into the abdomen. Ujjayi breathing. Extra benefit here is strengthening your diaphragm, but also for circulation we are helping the flow of venous fluid back towards the center of the body. So normally it has to rely on our blood pressure to just make its way back, and now we just enable that flow just through gravity. So that's really good help. That can help exchange the blood in those legs and feet a little bit more readily. Doing a few rotations of the ankles, so mobilizing one direction, another direction. A few scrunches with the toes, flexions and extensions for the ankles. And a wide stretch, keeping those legs straight, feeling it right into your inner thighs, inner hips, and just bringing the feet together one more time. 2 more breaths, and then to come out, you're gonna bend the knees and just bring them close to your face. When the weight is more onto your shoulder blades, you can bring the forearms onto the floor again and press into your arms. You can slowly allow the spine to come back to the floor, 1 vertebra at a time, keeping the knees bent. You brace the soles of the feet on the floor, and you just let go, allowing the blood to redistribute, and then join this pose. In fact, we're done with asanas, so we can just stay here and enjoy a little bit of relaxation. So just instead of keeping those knees up high, you just bring them down. If you have something soft to place under your knees, even better. Allow those feet to come out either side. Allow an angle of 20-30 degrees between your arms and the torso, and allow those palms to face the sky, and just close your eyes. Just forgetting everything that we have done, everything that happened before this class, and just bringing that mind to be more aware of the breath, just like when we started this class. And this pose is called Shavasana. It means the pose of the corpse. So if you have any discomfort, you need to work through it first. For example, I'm itching the foot because somebody beat me. So I'm going to take care of that now, and just if you have any discomfort in the shoulders, just bring the shoulders to a more comfortable posture, shifting the hips and shaking the head and tucking the chin. And just do all those micro adjustments now, so that then you can spend the next couple of minutes just enjoying the feeling of complete surrender. Just no movement, just your body progressively calming down and coming into a state of deep relaxation. And that's why it's called the pose of the corpse. The body is not moving, it's just lying there, and all that is happening is that you're breathing, and then you have a heartbeat. You could, if you're good at picking up your heartbeat, you can focus your mind on it. If otherwise, you can't. You just watch your breath and watch your body breathing. That's the best way to place your mind. Concentrating on the breath is really nice preparation for meditation, which will be the very last bit of the class. So relaxing your body without forcing, from the feet to the head. I'll just guide you through the body parts, and every time we just moving past the body part, you allow it to become relaxed, heavy, and just surrendering. The feet, the ankles, the calves, the shins, your knees, your thighs, inner thighs, outer legs, your hamstrings, your hips, your outer hips, your glutes, your lower back, relaxing all those stabilizers muscles that protect the spine. Just let them get soft. Middle back, upper back, shoulder blades, your shoulders, your upper arms, forearms, your hands, relaxing your neck, relaxing your throat, your chin, your jaws, relaxing the back of your head, letting go of your eyelids. No more facial expressions, and just breathing now. Just keep watching that breath and the slight feelings that that breath gives you. On your own for another few cycles. And without forcing, without rushing, we need to move into the final part of the class. So this process can last much longer, but this is all we have time for. So just with me, start to reawaken the body, just wiggling fingers and toes. Do no's and yeses with your head, just to rediscover your neck. Stretching your arms overhead if you like, stretching your legs to your feet. Bringing the knees to the chest and squeezing them in for one last moment of relief for that spine, drawing circles one direction and the other direction. And just coming out onto one side into recovery. At your own pace, very slowly without forcing, just coming back to a seated position. We're gonna finish off keeping this nice meditative state that we've created in the pose of Shavasana, to allow our body, our mind to meditate on a sound. So it's a step forward from meditating on the breath. It's important to maintain concentration. So this is Kirtan, it's a call and response, and it's the ancient practice of chanting mantras, sounds that are known to be calming for the mind and relieving for stress and anxiety. Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana Mohan Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana 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 Pala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana Gopala 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 Govinda Rama Thanks for joining today. See you next time. Namaste.